to welcome my brother, who I've known him for a very long time. It's just that we know ourselves from a distance, but we have never really had a serious discussion.
Yeah, we've not
It's nice to welcome you on the show, Mr. Peter.
Thank you very much.
Let me take you on something that I know you are quite vocal about, right?
Yeah.
So the Pandora Papers dropped. You didn't see that coming. The Pandora Papers, dropped, and Bishop Oyedepo was mentioned as one of the persons who has money stocked out in a foreign account with his children as shareholders. So give me your opinion. I know you have.
I think the thing is that I'll just put it here like this for the record.
Yeah.
Bishop Oyedepo is someone that I respect a lot. I respect him so much. So and the thing is that he's a big shark actually. He's a big person. No matter what we say or not, it doesn't really affect him. Bishop Oyedepo has millions and millions of followers around the world. So he's a respected figure. And even now, even if I don't agree with something he does or he doesn't do, is an impact and has an influence on a lot of us. You understand?
Yeah.
So I grew up reading every book he wrote. Every book he wrote. So and so when this issue comes up and I just post on Facebook so now we know where the heaven is, right? So where the problem is save heaven. So and jokingly, so some people were like, okay, why Peter would say this and that and things like this. And I have some friends that were like, is it wrong for a pastor to have business abroad? Safe heaven is it's not a criminal offense. Business, this thing and stuff like that. So those are the arguments that a lot of people have. So, but for me, for this is that what I just used to say is this: right or wrong is relative. We as society, we come together. I'm like, okay, this thing is bad, and everybody's like, okay, it's bad. This is good, and we are all agree it's good. And what I always do is this: I'm not perfect. No one is perfect. But then, to which more is given, more is expected. That is
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if you are giving too much, you are giving a lot. So more is
expected from you.
And for me, I just felt like people like Bishop Oyedepo, the amazing influence, should be of higher standard, than any of us. So we have a lot of politicians. Okay, let me give you an example. In Pakistan, the president of Pakistan publicly came out because he was very vocal about fighting corruption in his government.
Yeah.
And he personally comes out everyone mentioned in that paper are going to be investigated. And then if there's anything found, they're going to be sued and be charged for it. And that is leadership, right? So, and if you look at it, for especially this show is for young people that listen to me right now. And some of them will agree with me, some of them will not. But from my own experience, I will give you a typical example. When Bishop Oyedepo started the church and everything, it's not as if he has all of these things that we are talking about right now.
Yeah.
Either we agree or not, every properties, every wealth that Bishop Oyedepo have today, all of them stems out of the church. We could agree with that or not. And I'll give you a typical example of my own, and it's my own personal experience. When Living Faith Altar is being built, I know today a lot of people say that we don't need money from the church, we don't need this, we don't need that, and then it doesn't even need your tithes, anything like that. But it's not always like that in the beginning. In the beginning, you need those money to do things. You need people. People build churches. You understand? And I remember very well in Ogun State, because I was born in Ogun State. When Living Faith was being built, I was one of the early members that was taken to Living Faith Church to work. I worked there. Unpaid. I was young then. So even
what were you doing? What were you doing for them?
Yeah, so we just go in church every Saturday. They have this bus, so we go there. There every kind of works that you can do, like laborer kind of work, like that.
Yeah.
So some people are like, people give money, people do this, and the building itself was an edifice in Ogun State then. Like people were literally selling the picture of dome and like the built church when it was built then. So, and I remember very well when Covenant University is about to open. So I was one of the people also that was there to like clean the dome for the student, like doing clean up, like all of this labor work from morning to night. I was there, and I was, as you are doing, this thing, like you are doing that job, and you were like, oh, believing God, like God,
God will do something for you.
You get that kind of thing, and I was really a naive Christian, young Christian, passionate, and I believed this so much. But you know what I want to say is that, and I look at reflection years after, I couldn't afford to go to Covenant University. I can't afford to go there, even though I was one of the people that do the work, do some of the things there. Even though internally, like maybe they'll be giving scholarships to members and things like that. But those things are like, then on later time in life, I started like meeting some people that sent their children to Covenant University. And like these people are made, these people like they are rich, they are affordable. Like for you to be able to pay 400,000 even a year in any school. So like for us that come from a background that we have nobody, there is no money and things like that, and your mom is going to church every day, giving the little tithe he has. You can say it's little, but it's something. So if you bring that money together, it's a lot. If 1,000 people put 100 naira together, that's a lot of money. You understand? So, and for you to now take all of those wealth and you get like to save for your own, it's like you're securing the future of your own kids and everything in a foreign like it's something that I felt is a blow to his image. Yeah, definitely.
I agree. I think I get your narrative. I get it. And even though a lot of people will not agree, but I think you made a strong point about the amount of work that people have put in the name of the church, which right now they can't even lay claim on it because their name is not on the registration papers. I agree with you, but I mean, away from Pandora and church, let's get into you. I've known you for probably like 7-8 years or more or less, but I know it's been a while. In the days when you were running a gospel music blog platform like that.
Yeah, Extreme Gospel.
I can't remember the name. Was it Extreme Gospel? I can't remember.
Yeah, Extreme Gospel.
Extreme Gospel. Yeah. So my memory is good. So I remember in those days, and I remember that after a while, you entered for Union Bank competition of some sort, a business innovation thing like that. And and then you got in and you won, and for some of us who were doing the same thing, it was like, whoa, there's a lot of possibilities of what can be done.
Yeah.
And then I think afterwards you now got into the Mandela Washington Fellowship.
Yeah.
So you see, I'm following closely. So tell me, right? Your life literally went from being a cyber cafe attendant to who you are right now. Meanwhile, this guy is living in the UK. Actually, I'm talking to our listeners. so tell me about your starting. How was it in the beginning? I know you literally almost weren't able to really go to school in the beginning. It was really a struggle. Tell me about your beginning. Tell me about how was family life, in your house with your parents. What was it like in the beginning?
Yeah. So I think like my life, I've always been like mixture of a lot of things. So like I've shared my story of like when I was very young, for a lot of people that follow me on Facebook sometimes. So
I know I read something on Facebook.
So I will say that like I grew up in a very small town in Ogun State. So that was where I was born actually. So
Yeah.
and it's a border town between Nigeria and Benin Republic. So
Oh wow.
yeah, so that was where I was born. So it's really like a very small place. And so my mom actually, because we were raised by a single mom. So and when we were young, actually, like I have like a very decent, good memory of my childhood. Like it was fun, it was amazing, it was good. And because my mom had a very good business, my mom was not learned at all. I think she stopped school when she was like standard five, then. So she wasn't really like, yeah, very learned, even because the little education she had also wasn't really solid. So
Yeah.
like that. So, but she was very good with business when she was young, and so we're doing very fine because my mom was one of the distributor for Obasanjo Farm, so egg. So she would buy eggs products, poultry products in bulk, and then she will export them to Benin Republic because of the
Oh
border
wow.
this that we have. So we were
Yeah.
doing very fine, and business was good. We like my mom would buy me every toys she saw when I was young. I remember then because she goes to Lagos a lot to do more, and she was find these interesting toys and buy for me and buy for the family, and it was really good. But then something changed actually. Like there was an accident that my some of my siblings got involved into, and and two of them lost their life during the accident. So
Wow.
that actually like shook my mom a lot. Like it's just like rock the foundation of the family,
Wow.
and she couldn't recover from that shock like easily. So I remember like 3 4 months, my mom was still like not herself. It's like she's getting going insane. So when that happened, so it was just like a very sad day in the old town when the accident happened, and both of them died instantly. So after that, my mom, because she wasn't like able to like struggling business, then just collapsed, and then everything just went from like on the
From 10 to
Friday,
0.
like on the I could remember very well that terrible day. Like on the Friday, we all had good breakfast in the morning and we were fine, and we did go to school. And the afternoon, the accident happened, and everything just went from okay to like worse. And that was how the family just like because she was the one that held everything together when she lost it, so everyone just like collapsed. And I also myself like I felt it hit me a lot because I couldn't go back home when I heard about the incident. So I was like, I can't go back home, not see my siblings at home and things like that. So I went into a serious depression. And I was like, when then like is it
Where were you at the time?
yeah, I was in school that day also because they
Okay.
also were going to a different school. I was going to a different school. So both of them were in a different school. I was in a different school. They just came to call me. I was on the assembly ground that day on a Friday. I can't even forget actually. So I think I was in primary three during that period. And and they come call me that something happened. And I just felt like something terrible happened. And that was it. And we couldn't recover. I was going to a private school then, and because of that, I withdrew from private school, then started going to public school. So, and that was where all of just the struggle just like became so just like difficult. My mom can't even get business together. She can't even do anything anymore. But luckily for her, like she had a house she built. So during that period, like the business boom period, which is good. And then we have people that live there, and we also have like if we have house on our head that we can stay, and she has some tenants
Yeah.
there. So, and I think that was the only thing we had. But then it was just like life became a hell of a struggle for the family and everything. Eating can be so hard. Like it's just like I lost like focus on a lot of things, like life itself, studying. I was doing well in school, but then I just like lost interest in school, studying
Yeah.
and things like that. So, and that was how my childhood was. And for the part, like I used to say to people, like after that incident, like 20 years after, I was just trying to like find myself.
Mm.
So, and that was how it is. So, like tried everything. What did I not do? I sold slippers. I do bunkering. I would do like
Oh, you
alaba.
did bunkering.
Yeah, like do like Alabaru now, like help people carry apple cross the border, carry rice, 10 naira per carry a carton of apple that is like 10 naira or 20 naira per one, sometimes 15 naira. I think if you can carry two, 30 naira. And if you look at the places where we carry those apple to, because customs don't have to like catch you and things like that, it's really terrible.
Yeah.
So I will do that. Sometimes I will we plant banana. Sometimes I will hawk banana. Just look at as in all of horrible things that you could just like do as a child. So that really messed up my like my childhood a lot. It messed it up my teenage years because there wasn't really like so many memories of good things. It just like one struggle to another to be able to like
Yeah.
get end means and things like that. And that was how it is. But luckily for me, I think when I was in GS3, uh, most of the time in school my results were really bad, so I wasn't really doing well. So there was a
Yeah.
day that I saw a guy. It was in SS1 then, and people were just gathering around the guy, looking at the result and things like that. And I went closer, and I saw the guy's result, and the guy had like 9 distinctions. And I was like, how is that possible? Someone has 9 distinction in this is a public secondary school too. Like how?
Yeah.
How would it like my result I always read. I don't even read for exams. I don't even have interest in it. So that just sparked my curiosity. Like I knew I used to be a very brilliant child when I was
Yeah.
still in private school then. So I now ask like they say it's in science class. They said it's I was just curious. I asking questions, and that's why the curiosity spark. Like so, if you're in science class, like if you want to be a medical doctor, what do you do? Like you have to be in science class. I'm like engineering, science. I'm like so I don't even know what science, arts, everything was. I don't even have an idea
Yeah.
what they are because I don't even have interest. I was just going to school for going sake. So that was when I just like, okay, if this guy can do this thing here, maybe I could do it. And I started
Yeah.
studying gradually myself without no help. Like my mom is not even home because she's just trying to like find herself all of those years. So my mom started traveling. So sometimes she even leave the country. She was in Benin Republic for a long time. She just come to check us once in a while, give us food, money, and she just go hustling to
Yeah.
make sure we are good. So I started just studying myself and everything. So when I got to my SS1, and I was like, okay, I was like, I'm going to go to science class. So luckily for me, I was able to make my junior YEC and go to science class. I don't know
Yeah.
how we passed that thing, but all these local schools sometimes like I even teach you in people will just like copy each other. It's just
Yeah.
so I just passed my distance and I was able to make science class. And in my SS1, I just started studying personally and I think getting better. And even though my SS1, I didn't have 9 distinction, but at least I have like mostly credits, and
Yeah.
I think I have 2 Bs or something.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't satisfied with the result, but my mom said I should move to Kwara State, and that was why I left Ogun State to Kwara State. And when I got to Kwara State, and I give them my certificate and everything. They were like, "It's good. I should go to SS2." I said, "No, I want to go to SS1 again." So I repeated myself because I want to have 9 distinction.
Wow.
And I repeated myself, and I did have 9 distinction after that. And that was why how my academics pick up. Even though I went to a public school in Kwara State, also
Yeah.
I was able to like represent the school in cowbell competition in junior science
Wow.
Olympiad. Like it was just like
You
fire.
just caught fire.
And even despite the thing, like a lot of private competition I went for that you meet like private students, private school from students from private schools and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
was like, wow, if the students can do it, I'll just like read overnight, I will do everything. And I was able to like just make it more because I was like, I'm going to study medicine. And that was what was my mandate. I want to do medicine. So, but then after some time, uh, when I was in SS3, so in the school that I am, the head boy there, because I went to a Muslim school in Kwara State, so the head boy is my friend. He's in the UK now as a doctor. So, and we were in their house because his mom is a teacher. So
Yeah.
they were they have quarters in the school. So we were in their house, and it was trying to make a bath for us or something, and then hot water like poured on our body. So we have to take him to the hospital. And then when we get to the hospital, we met a man there that has a fourth-degree burn all over our body, or his body. So as we got into that place and saw that man, all of us just went out of the hospital like, wow, it was so scary. And the guy that had hot water burns, he even forgot that he had hot water, because when you see something that passed you, like, that place, I just like changed my mind. Like, maybe medicine is not for me.
This medicine thing is not working.
Yeah, because it was just like so gory, and so like what I saw in that emergency.
But you know, back in the days, every young kid who is in science class wants to become a medical doctor.
Yeah.
You know?
That I also have that, and I prepared for it a lot. Like in my SS2, I finished all my WAEC JAMB syllabus. Like I was really studying a lot for it. You understand?
Yeah.
Even though I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have the money to be able to do it, but I just know that I'm going to try and study hard for this. So, but after seeing that scene at the General Hospital, UIT, that just watered down medicine for me.
Yeah.
So, and after that,
So how did IT come in? How did you even you in your story? At some point, you were working in a cafe. When was that? Was that before you went? But what happened? What happened? Did you from after SS3 you got into
so my story to IT actually started immediately after my SS3. So what happened is when I had the water down about the possibility of doing medicine with kind of that experience. Okay, so I was I didn't do my JAMB immediately, because most people, like, you are doing your WAEC, you are doing your JAMB.
Yeah, they just jump in immediately.
And most of my friends, because we're like very good, and I have like a network of friends that we've been in Olympiad together. So we have like top brilliant students from all over Kwara State. So all of them did their JAMB and they did well. But I was told like I should wait for my WAEC. But I have like just like 1 year gap here, so I didn't do it. So during that 1 year, that was when I met someone. He's called Engineer Elisha. So he's actually like he's an engineer at University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital. So he's like their chief engineer there. And this man is very practical. So he designed electronics board, circuit breakers, all those things like that. So during those period, I was working in his lab. So, and that was where I learned about computer for the very first time. So even his first daughter was the one that taught me how to use Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. So she was the one that taught me all those things. And I started like learning electronics. I started using PC, Circuit Wizard. So
PC boards.
Yeah, PC board and everything. So I was building 5 timers. I was building alarm timers, different kind of electronic stuff like that. So, and also we repaired computers. So that was where I learned formatting, all of those things. So I was there with him for like 6 months, also a year. And then, so when I was supposed to write my JAMB the next year, I just felt like I don't want to write my JAMB anymore. Like, I just love what I was doing during those periods, because a lot of University of Ilorin students will come, we build their projects with them. I would design their circuit board for them. Some of them, we do design circuit board that we like help them do. Nigerian universities, they don't really know anything anyway.
It's true, they don't.
So
they don't.
So because
they don't. I know that part.
So that was the place I just felt like, okay, if I go to university and I'll be seeking for people, because I've already doing all this elect, all of them have been doing their project. So I feel like if I go to university, it's going to be like a waste of time. So that was why I didn't do my JAMB again. So I started doing tech stuff. So I now learn networking. I learn computer networking and repairs. So I will sell laptop for people and I help the people to networking. And then that was when cyber cafe started coming up in Nigeria, then in Kwara State.
Yeah. So this should be 2000 and what? 2001.
This is actually 2006. Yeah.
2006.
Yeah, 2006, 2005 period. So So when I got that, so I got that was a friend, that was a guy like that is an amazing guy actually. So he's like a church member also. So they introduced me to him, and they, because that I was doing some computer stuff. So he was the lead person, administrator in the cyber cafe. So they need like 2 or 3 guys also, and then they interviewed me. I think they picked me also. So I joined the job and I started doing it for, I think, 6,500. I think I was getting there. So, but the advantage, and
That was a lot of money then. No? That was
yeah,
a lot of
then,
money.
and one of the reasons why I actually got the job was because I know I can browse for free. I have some hours to browse for free because I was started teaching myself web design, how to code, and how to design during this period. So,
Yeah.
and most of the time, what I'll just do is that I have CDs. I have this CDs pouch you take around. So I'll browse.
Yeah, carry around CD pouch. Any tech guy that didn't carry around CD pouch, you have not started.
Yeah, so I have my pouch, and then so every time I was use, like, I was designing website. I was learning the programming language then was PHP and Ruby on Rails. So I was learning Ruby on Rails, PHP. I was using my Chromedia Dreamweaver front page. So
Yeah.
sometimes download JavaScript actions and all those things. I will save them in my CDs and stuff like that. So it was in the cyber cafe I was trying learning, improving my skills on web design and stuff like that. And I got my first
Yeah.
job. It was a church. I designed a website for them. So when I designed the website for the church and I make my first money from web design, I was like, wow, this is good. So I was even like making more money from doing cyber cafe salary than to building website and doing graphic design. I was just like, okay, I just start my company. So I resigned and I registered my company then. I think I was 19 then. So
Oh, wow, you have become a CEO.
yeah, so I started building websites, doing graphics. I sell laptops for people. I had people buy laptops. Then laptops started coming up. Also, I couple systems, studios, cyber cafes, they want to couple systems. So we help them couple systems. So it was really like amazing. And that was how I was doing it and saving money. I was doing fine. Though even though most of my friends are in school then, but I was just like enjoying this computer thing. It was just so amazing. But it still comes with a
Yeah.
lot of challenges also because people are like, are you a Yahoo boy? Are you this thing? Like, you just see it with laptops and people don't really get it. And a lot of people
They
feel like,
don't get it.
yeah, like a lot of people think I was actually wasting my life because I didn't go to school.
Yeah.
So we have some, and because I was making some money actually. So that is actually like, what will I say? Like, it's tempting for some of my friends. So their parents will tell them that don't associate with Peter Ayeni. Maybe it's the bad influence. Maybe it's this because you guys like go to school and things like that.
Yeah.
So like even like in the church community where I was then, some people like agree with me. Some people do not agree. Some people felt I would be like bad influence on their kids. So yeah, some of them are just like school, university, and everything. And my own motivation was just because I've seen a lot of graduates I have worked with, and I know that
Yeah.
fish heads. So
And they don't know half of what you know.
so they don't know what I know. So, and that was what motivated me, like going to school, be able to. And aside from that, I've read a lot of books, and I read a terrible books that actually have a some influence on me. That is called "If You Want to Be Rich and Happy, Don't Go to School." So it's a book by Robert Kiyosaki,
Oh,
and
yeah, 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 yeah.
so that book is funny, but then it makes a great impact in me, and a lot of things that the book taught really resonates with me.
Yeah.
And
But you know that the truth is this. You know that the truth is this. I tell people that innovation starts from practical before it becomes a theory.
yeah,
So it is when it becomes a theory that they start teaching it in schools,
yeah,
right?
definitely.
Yeah. So because of that, the guy who knows the practical would always have an edge.
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
So I think the thing is that it has both advantage and disadvantage.
Yeah.
So because Nigeria is a very certificate driven
Yeah.
society.
Yeah. Yeah. Very paper driven. You know. Yeah.
So it has a lot of tolls on me also. And I can understand the fear of a lot of parents then. So we were like, don't let our students go to school, this and that, because for me, I was just like, yeah, going to school is good, but at the same time, there are everything is not just about going to school. There are other ways. Like in this place right now, it's not about just university and certificates. They have what we call, like, if I was here, maybe I could have go through the internship or apprenticeship, because we are doing is like apprenticeship, right? Learning from the source. So and that's what we do in the UK. So there are people that they don't like the study, like the practical things. So they just go through from 16, you go through apprenticeship, 4 years, and you still have the same degree, but you still have the same practical thing. But in Nigeria, apprenticeship, you don't have any degree after 4 years. The people just see you as a useless person or someone that doesn't know anything because you are apprentice. So it's not really like standardized. So for me, I used to, people would ask me, should they go to school? I was like, yes, go to school anyway. Because our society is certificate driven. Because there are a lot of opportunities that I couldn't get. Like I couldn't work in some, like I know a lot of people that they don't know half of what I do, but I'm able to get some jobs that I couldn't get because I don't. Number one, if you want to work in multinationals or any big organization in Nigeria, they will ask you for your service.
They'll ask you.
And stuff. I don't have it. You understand? So because of that, so it put a lot of limitation on me. It put a lot of strain. And also, even in relationship, I used to laugh when I was like have fun with people. I'm like, no girls want to date me. Like, you don't have a degree. Who will date you? Like, you can't have a relationship because degree is the passport to the heart of
Abi.
Because that is like the security. So I think that was the disadvantage. And at some point, I was really having like low self-esteem myself because I felt like, wow, all my friends in 400 level, some of them 500 level, some of them have been in service. So that was the time I like, okay, maybe I should go to Polytechnic because I felt it's more practical. And because I have my business, I don't want to leave it then. So then I applied to Kwara State Polytechnic. Maybe I should be doing part-time or things like that.
Yeah.
So I got the admission and everything and I still get started. And then I show up in computer science class and there are like 700 of us inside the class. I'm like, what? And people sit on the ground. And the teacher came teaching us Visual Basic. Me that I'll be using .NET. You understand? Like,
and you're like, what the heck is going on here?
So it was really like, they give me the pamphlet they're using to teach them Visual Basic. I'm just looking at everything. Like, this is what I've been doing like 5 years ago. So after I was managing it for like 2 weeks, I just stopped going. After like I've even paid school fees and everything, I just stopped. So it doesn't really like what's my while.
Yeah.
So, and that was it. That was why.
But tell me, looking back right now, do you regret it that you didn't go for get a degree, a BSc, HND, whatever?
Yeah, no, I did not regret it. No way. So because the thing is that what I used to say to people is that there is no one way to success, right? There is no blueprint. So and that was one of the things I say to people I mentor or talk to. So that like under kind of pressure or you want to like try to copy people. Like I'm not saying that people should copy me. I just want to be like be innovative in your ways. Think out of the box. And that's it's like because the reason you may not get what you want is because why? A lot of people are going for the same thing. So why can't you just go a different way? That there is not so many people there. And that is what I do every time. And that's the thing. When you are doing something, just look at it. What are everybody doing? Everybody is doing the same thing. So just like switch it. When you switch, you see that you face less competition, less distance, and your story will be unique from everyone. And that was the strategy I used. And that was the strategy that gave me all of the fellowship, all of the ideas. Because when I tell my story, it's always interesting. And those people want to meet me. They want to like it's not typical. You understand?
Okay, let's get into some details because some of the people who are listening probably don't know the amount of fellowship you have and the places you've been to, right? But before we get there, so now let me ask about the gospel music thing. How did that one start? What was the inspiration behind extreme gospel?
Extreme gospel. Okay, yeah. So like for me, like I'll say that I came from a very religious background. Yeah, so very, very religious background. So when I say that very religious background, I mean like I've like tried everything. because I was born a Muslim, so, and I have a Muslim name, Abdul Wahid. So you see the mark I have. So, and then, like, because my mom's Christian, so I get converted to follow my mom, and every one of us does. So, and after that, my mom is like, she's a very prayerful thing, and after everything that happens to the family and everything, my mom began really like, hey, I'm not going to lose any son again, or I'm not going to. So my mom will be taking me to church like this even my mom wanted me to be a pastor. Like, that was what she wants. Me to, like, that was what she wants. Like, if you can become a pastor, maybe I will have made her life better. And she just feel like because our fear is just like, she doesn't want to lose any son. She doesn't want to lose anymore. Like, it's just too much for her. Like,
so giving your child to God is her way of trying to secure you.
Yeah, that is secure, that kind of a thing. So, like, I've always had that background in me also, and so yeah, like, I've been part of Living Faith for a long time. So from Ogun State to when I was in Abuja, even Redeem also. So I was baptized in Living Faith also, and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's always been part of me. I've been to the Living Faith school. I went to Bible school also when I was in Kwara State. Immediately after my secondary school, I went to Bible school. So I had also. So I'm really like,
we should be adding reverend to your name.
Yeah, like that's how Bishop now. That's
Bishop.
So, and I think so. Then, so when I was in Abuja, I was working in Abuja.
Though we have not got to how you moved to Abuja though.
Yeah, so I think I just want to say that what brings the inspiration about because I was in Abuja when I started gospel, extreme gospel. So the idea was just to give back. I have a lot of friends because all the time I was doing tech, I was doing design, graphics. So a lot of things I was doing is for churches. Churches spend a lot of money on media, right? So I do websites for churches, I build websites, I do graphic design for concerts. So a lot of my friends growing up in Kwara State, royal dancers, glorious dancers. So all of them, J Dust. So all of them were church members. Toyo Sige, all of them. So they were all artists, comedians. We have concerts in churches and everything. So I do all of the designs for them. I do all of their branding. So I just felt like maybe I could just do more, like, to promote to this thing. I have the technology know-how, and that was why I just built it. I'm like, okay. And most of the time I spend like my money on it and everything. So the aim is not really to like make money from it or anything, but just like to support these young people. And it's really amazing what we were able to do during this period. Yeah.
But this was still in Kwara State or when you moved to Abuja? Yeah,
so the idea was like all of the work I've been doing in Kwara State, right? With gospel, concerts, all of these things that we do with TY Force, all of them. So I just like, when I moved to Abuja, I was just like, okay, maybe I could just do, because I wasn't there. I was working now. So I was like, okay, what else can I do to support this thing? And that was where I built Extreme Gospel.
Amazing. Amazing. So let's get into the fellowships, right?
Yeah.
So was Union Bank the first, or were there others before that?
Yeah. So I think the junior banks were actually like the launching pad for me. So, but
because I think I was following you, so I knew that Union Bank opened your eyes to a different world of possibility. The Union Bank thing.
Yeah. So I think what happened was, because most of the time my work had been behind the scene anyway. So when I was building Extreme Gospel, when I was working with Yalian Press and things like that, which is pretty okay. But then when I resigned from Yalian Press, I got a call from an NGO, Yaga. So Yaga is a youth NGO in Nigeria. We are the one that built the Not Young to Run campaign and stuff like that. So when they call me, like, they need someone to like overhaul their digital presence for them. So, and they say if I can work with them for 3 months as a consultant. So I took the job. Like,
this was in Abuja, right?
Yeah, that was in Abuja. So that was in 2015, I think. So when I took that job, after 4 years working with Yalian Press, I now felt like, okay. I saw that was the first time I learned about SDGs. That was the first time I learned about NGOs doing all those kind of things.
Yeah.
I'm like, Oh, really? So I was just felt like, okay, I've built a lot of companies, a lot of ideas before and everything, but I've never thought about it in like solving social issues with technologies and stuff like that. So that was
Yeah.
actually what opened my eyes to start building. Yeah, why can't I build something that solve a different problem? So, and that was why I built in Bailey during that period. And I was just building it as a side project while I was working with Yaga then. And I've been, because I know Yaga applied to a lot of opportunities and grants and stuff like that. So it was in those space also I started learning about some of these opportunities because I never knew that they existed before. So,
Yeah.
and that experience of working in that NGO just gave me that pointer into, okay, we could take advantage of this, take advantage of that, and things like that. And it just went. Even like we are in the process of the Union Bank stuff when I got selected for the Do School Fellowship in Germany. So they selected like 20 young innovators around the world. So and I was lucky to be one. We had two from Africa selected, and I was one of the two in Africa, and that was
Wow.
amazing. And then the Union Bank stuff also went through, and then after the Union Bank award, I went to Germany. So and going to Germany actually like opened up a new possibilities, met so
Yeah.
many amazing people and things like that, and that just like changed everything. And then
So from the point from working with Yaga, that literally like exposed you to a different world you didn't know existed.
yeah, definitely it does. It does. Yeah, it does. It's just like showing you is new possibilities. So with your set of skills already, like you don't even know what to
Yeah.
do. So, like for instance, like when I was in Kwara State, I used to have this meetup that I teach uh, undergraduate computer science students how to code. Because just like what I said, because I know like a lot of them they learn the practical, the theory stuff, but don't really know the theory how to build stuff. So
Yeah.
I call it Young Developers Network in Kwara State then. And it was like a free meetup I was doing every Saturday. And computer science, even one of the our vice president then, Dimeji Falano, is one of he built Edvis, if you have heard about it, is now like they've just raised $500,000 recently. You
Yeah.
understand? So, which have made a lot of impact, and a lot of people that have come through that program are programmers making very good for themselves. And I did this in Kwara State, and even that period, I don't even know that was not like meetup or any funding for events. Now, if you want to do any events in Nigeria, now you'll be looking for funding to do whatever. Even that, I've been, that means I'm just saying that I've been doing these things for a long time. I don't even know that people get reward or get award for doing those things. So it was when I comes into the space, I'm like, oh, so I've been doing this thing. I can just do it better. And then I started doing it more. So
And all of this was just by learning and teaching yourself coding and literally didn't go to school. Literally didn't go to school and just share hard work. Talk to us about that. I mean, how would you explain your entire experience? I'm coming to the part of you listing all your fellowships so that we'll know. But how would you explain your entire experience? Because it's very unusual, like out of the world, very unusual.
yeah, I think it's very unusual in a lot of ways. Sincerely, like it's very unusual. Like I was saying that sometimes like I'll just like pinch myself. I'm like, is this really real? Or like am I dreaming?
Yeah,
So because the reason why I say that is this, like in the beginning, I place a bet on technology. Like, yeah, okay, technology is going to change the world, and I want to be part of it. But I don't even have a clear vision of how it's going to happen. So I just know that I love this tech thing, and I'm going to learn it. You understand? So, and let me tell you something. Like when I was learning how to code, then there is NNIT, there are all of these platforms like that we go to. I can't even afford it. I still have friends today that they go to NIT to get Microsoft certification and everything, and today they cannot even code anything. You understand? So, and these are the things that even getting a laptop, a laptop alone, I know what I went through to get my first laptop. And you have people around you that just their parents just buy them laptop and they just like gaming and doing things. I'm just like, if I could just have this, maybe my life would have been better. Maybe I could have learned more. Maybe I can do more with it. Just passion. So sometimes it's not about resources. I used to tell people like, it's not about having more money or having come to my DM like, Peter, I'm trying to do this thing, but I don't have laptop. And can you help me with laptop? Like, giving you laptop is not the thing. It's not, because no one gave me a laptop. So what did I do? I will give an insight because maybe someone listening, it could help them. So when I started learning graphic design, I don't have a laptop to do it, right? So I was learning. I would go to cyber cafe overnight. Do you know how difficult to even use video? Even that time, video does not even work. So it's articles. So you learn with articles because there is no YouTube. And even spinning videos, how many hours do you want to spend using videos? Because it's very slow. So it's articles that you read. So I will save all of those articles, put them in folder, burn them. Sometime I will read. So if anything I've learned overnight browsing, so there is this church, Canaan Ministry, where I was fellowshipping. So the secretary in that place is good, and I used to help them repair their laptop. So anytime I have a job, I was the one that installed their software computer for them and I helped them repair. I will do my design on the system. She'll just give me like, Peter, yeah, come, get 1 hour or something, even less than that. I'll quickly do my design, pim. I finish my design, save it on my flash or CD, take it to the printer, print, and do my job and get my money. That was what I was doing. Sometimes in cyber cafe, for my ninth browsing, when I was building my first website, I built it in the cyber cafe because I don't have a computer. So I will save it in the cyber cafe and put it in a folder and hide it somewhere so that other people that come to browse during the day, we don't see it. I'll come back during the night and start coding. When I upload my first, cyber cafe desktop they have virus because too many people connect. When I upload my first website to the internet, I was using GoDaddy then. I uploaded virus to their server. They called me from US. Like, you've uploaded.
Oh my goodness!
That was how bad it is. But then,
oh my goodness,
I still have to like continue doing it. I still have to continue. I wasn't complaining that okay, because there is no uncle, there is no brother, there is no someone that will buy me laptop. So today, like people will be like, Peter, send me money to buy a laptop, send me this thing. I was like, I don't even, it's not as if you even know them and everything. And people get angry at you sometimes, like maybe you don't want to help or you don't want to do something for them. I was like, it's not about what you don't have. It's about being innovative. To like, if I need something, I'll go whichever way to get it. It may not happen tomorrow or today, but I know that in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, it will. I started 6,500. How much am I getting working in a cyber cafe? Today, I'm earning millions every month. So that's the paradox. And let me just say something, like, for the record, like, if I said that all of the years that I have used stay at home, didn't go to school, grinding, building business, building myself, I still got married less that most of my mates didn't get married when I got married. I got married like 26, 27. My son is now 5 years old. I'm just like 3 years old. You understand? So like, it doesn't matter. Like, those people that feel like it's like a waste of time, is they do this thing. Like, I still get a lot of things done when some of them that went to universities 5 years are still looking for a job. I've had 5 years of experience. You understand? So now, if I send my CV out and someone that goes to university send their CV out, it can't be the same thing, because the level of experience I have had, the amount of organizations I've worked for, some of them don't even have it. You understand? And that go a long way to help. And
all you had was the prerequisite skills.
That's all. And it was just the skills. I remember there was a day I was really desperate because, and it's not as if like I didn't go to school at all. I later went back to school. It just like took time. So that's the thing. So in 2011, so there was this school that came to Nigeria from Singapore. They called Informatics. So they teach practical stuff, which is really good. And it's a little bit expensive, but government of Jigawa subsidize the school. So they offer like International Diploma in computing. So I went to the school to go and study computing, and it was major pure computing. We have all teachers from India and Singapore. It was an amazing school. I finished with distinction, and which is really good. So the thing is that like anything I wanted to do, I just want to do it well and do it properly. And that was it. And that changed a lot of things. And after I finished that, some few years after, I did my degree online at SMC Switzerland. So, and it was a fast track degree because I've had a lot of years of experience. You understand? So I don't need to be doing all this. So I just present to them my CV and my international diploma, and in a year, I finished my core modules and I got a degree.
You know, you might not understand the awe I am in, right? Because you know, I can connect with your story because I have a little bit of mine, you know, and you know, talking, I did all of it, you know, so you know, teaching yourself, I understand it clearly. So it's just I wish that a lot of young people will understand this thing, that education has never been more democratized as it is now. You can literally do anything you want to do and be whoever you want to be.
Definitely.
You just have to put in the work.
Definitely.
Okay, give us a list. Oh yeah, the fellowships. You know, I mean, it's only Mandela Fellowship I know. But you know that Mandela Fellowship is very coveted. In fact, I actually went after it, and for some reason I didn't get. I ended up with Yali West Africa Fellowship, and you know.
So I think the thing is that it's I know, like, it's very prestigious. Like, a lot of people really want to be in there and everything. Sometimes it's not. There are people that apply for it like four times, 3 times, and later on they get into it. So if you want to, don't give up. So don't worry.
I think I probably passed the age. I know it's within 30 something, right?
Yeah, 30. I think 25 to 35. Yeah.
No, I'm ready off. I'm out of that space. I'm out. Except there's another one that you're going to tell me about, but you know, Yali, I'm out of that space.
Yeah, so I did Yali West Africa actually. So I did that, and also I was part of other small like fellowship. I was part of 20 people selected by the do school. So it was actually very prestigious because it's a little bit bigger because the do school was like global thing, and then Yali is like Africa, so the whole of Africa, and then so I got the global one, and that is like 20 people across the globe actually, so it's really, really tiny.
That's Mandela Washington, right?
Yeah, Mandela Washington Fellowship is actually like 700 Africans across sub-Saharan Africa. So the Do School Fellowship, they selected 20 people across the globe.
Wow.
So, and I think they picked like 2 people from Africa actually. So and that was really, really amazing, and I won like several awards also. So which is great. Won some grants, money also for Mbele, so to build the startup and things like that. So which is really, really great, really humbling. So how
is Mbele now? I mean, are you still in control of it? Have you sold it?
Yeah. So the reason why what we did with Mbele is actually because we have a lot of programs where we built. We have podcasts. We have a coding program that was really successful for secondary school students in Nigeria that we teach how to code. So right now, what I've tried to do is to transform Mbele to be something that is not actually because the idea of what core thing the problem we're going to solve is democratize information and giving people access to this information. So, and that's exactly what we're doing. So right now, because I'm not in the country, so I don't we have the platform itself still there. so serving people, but at the same time, so I'm building something new out of as a spin-off of Imbele, which is called For My Also. So what that is doing is just like building an aggregation of knowledge across the web in which people can go to and get things that they need to be able to fulfill their own dreams. So either you are a software engineer, either you're a writer, you're a lawyer, it's not a place to just get to and get resources. So these are hand-picked, crafted resources from around the web. Because once like design is good, I love information, but getting good information is hard. So what we're just doing is like creating those good information and make it available for people. So and that's what I'm building right now.
Okay, we have actually run out of time. I don't want to exceed an hour, and I know you're a very busy man. Well, I don't even like. I have so many questions to ask you, but we can't go ahead because I know you probably just had to make out and time to be here. What are your last? I know you've given a lot of advice all through, but what are your last words for young people who are trying to find their way, trying to start something? What's your word for them?
Yeah. So just like you said, like right now, it's like if someone wants to start, like I did, like 23 years ago, they have a better chance than me right now. So because when I started, then internet was, I don't want to say,
oh yeah,
bad. So and imagine like 1 hour of browsing then is 350 naira or 500 depending on the cyber cafe or how good or how fast that system is. So it was really, really hard. So it was really difficult. Computers were expensive, laptops were expensive, and everything. Phones were expensive. Even there wasn't even phone. This Sajem, all
there was
this.
no phones those days. Now there was no phone.
It was really hard. No YouTube, no nothing, and things like that. So, but then if someone was able to like scrap everything that they had, like just whatever you find yourself into, whatever is being thrown at you, just take advantage of those resources. And even now, there is one better. Like it's cheaper. It's even like it's
some
like,
are even free.
Some actually, a lot are actually free. Like even schools are free now. Like now we have free university in US that are being tailored online. Even my own degree, I have to pay for it, and it's not cheap. So, but now there are cheap degrees that you have to be that even they're not like cheap. Like I mean, like they are affordable.
As affordable.
Yeah. So and right now, even in Nigeria, things are changing. There is no stigma against you if you are going to do tech or whatever you want to do. Imagine like you want to go and marry somebody's daughter, a medical doctor, and you say, "What are you doing?" You say you're a graphic designer. Like, who gets that? You understand? So, so I remember I was actually like, I'm doing computer. They were like people that work in cyber cafe or business center. You understand? Like that's what. But today there is prestige in this work. Like if you tell people that, even people are asking me, Peter, my son wants to learn how to code. These are people that will tell you that time like you are wasting your life. But now they are telling you. So there is no better time to do it because the opportunity is just there. The advantage is there. So investment in your knowledge, like no excuses actually. Just like if you can put in the work, if you can
all right.
Sure, definitely you
get it. Yeah. Wow, this was mind blowing. Thank you, Mr. Peter. Bishop, one of the guys was like, you have to be giving away.
Yeah, definitely. I know, I saw that.
But anyways, thank you so much for being on the show. I personally have learned a lot, and I know a lot of the guys who will later watch or who are even watching and learned a lot. Someone here just wrote, "I'm really learning from your journey," and I think it's beautiful. So thank you, Peter. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate you. So, where in the UK are you in?
So I'm actually in England. So
England.
So
where in England? Essex or London or Manchester?
It's not far from London. It's Nottingham. So I'm in Nottingham.
Nottingham. Oh, great.
But I work in London, so I normally like, even though I work from home, like Most of the time I go to office. My office is in London, so I still go to.
Don't worry, I'm coming to come and visit you very soon.
Yeah,
Hallelujah.
you're always welcome. Come, there'll be jollof rice and everything. So.
Oh, yeah, then Emmanuel. Oh yes, just joined. Gospel Nigeria just joined now, but he's coming late, unfortunately. Oh yes, you have to watch the replay because we're already done. We're already done 1 hour.
Yeah, yes, it's nice to see. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, we've done 1 hour, so you have to come. So thank you, man. God bless you, man. It's nice connecting with you.
I'll be in Lagos, and then maybe we hang up and we'll see.
All right, man. Have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh boy, it was just such a blessing talking to this guy. Wow. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine, how he started, where he is right now. This guy started from being a cyber cafe attendant, like literally, like, hawking, all whatever type of media job you're talking about. Today he's living in the UK. He's working with a global firm just because he embraced IT early. Guys, man. Okay, all right, people. I mean, I'm short of words, right? So I'm short of words because it's really amazing, right? So keep watching the Life with Informatics. Don't stop. I'm featuring all the friends that I know who are doing amazing things around the world. So keep watching and subscribe, share this video. Make sure that people who need to watch this video watch it. Somebody needs the motivation, the inspiration. Somebody somewhere is looking for a role model that he can follow to map out their life. And I think some of the guys that I feature here are some of the people you might want to follow. So till I come your way next time, my name is Previsico. Have an amazing day. Bye.